Begin now the next Maamar, Shabbos Parshas Kiriach, Tmuz, Tavshin Chav Beis. I glanced at it briefly. The whole first section is a piece of Zohar, which the h'tשכ explains, and here too they tell us they're missing the end of the Maamar. That means that they also had a tough time with it. It's bad, but Sheikh will come, we'll get the whole picture. So friends, let's try it together. So the pasuk says, Vayikumu Lifnei Moishe. So they rose up against Moshe. This is Kiriach and his band. And the Torah describes them as Cryei Moed. Now, what is Cryei Moed? Rashi doesn't say anything. But I'm just going to look up the Mefarshim of the pasuk, just to give an idea. The pasuk says they rose up against Moshe, 220 Nisiye Edo, princes of the community, Cryei Moed. And then Anshe Shem, men of renown. So what's the inyan? Let's me Mikrais Gedolos here. Cryei Moed. Where's the Targum? Oh, Targum here. So the Rashbam says, like Kruye Ha'eda, they call and they send. Designated days for people to come before the Bezdin, before the court, to adjudicate cases. So they're calling people, summoning them to court. Moed, meaning at appointed times. What are the appointed times? Court days. The Rashbam, the Even Ezra, they're called to the oil Moed. Completely different period. They were called to the oil Moed. That's in this particular case for the showdown. Different pirushim. Let's see what the Zohar says. Visa beZohar, but his Bible, so the Zohar says, points out the following: Kriya Ksiv Chase Yud. Should be another Yud there. That's where it appears in the beginning of the Maamar. It's like a Kuf Reish Yud Aleph Yud. But the way it's written in the pasuk is Kuf Reish Aleph Yud, missing a Yud after the Reish. And my Kroi, why is it written this way without a Yud? Elohachihu. But the Zohar says this is the inyan. So let's try and understand this. It says the Zohar Malchus Da'ara Ken Malchus D'Rikiya. Heavenly kingdom parallels the earthly kingdom. As he goes on to say at the end of the piece, that what happens Lamaila is happening, the Lamata played out with these heads of the community. At this point, they're virtuous. We're not speaking here in a critical way. And what is it? What's happening above that plays itself out, Lamata? That is, V'rozada, the secret here is as follows. Kol inyan kisin iloyin, all of the 10 crowns, which means Shem Eses Svidas the Ban. The 10 crowns here mean the 10 Svidas as they are invested in, well, Ban. Again, Shem Ban is the Yud-Kei Vavkei. Yud-Kei Vavkei is always the 10 Svidas. Question is, of the 10 Svidas, what dominates? So the dominant Svida here is Malchus, heavenly kingship. The Shema Kadisha is Achad, skip the brackets for a second, is Achad Buhu. So his holy name, the holy name is Shema, that's Zoh. So unites with it, with Shem Ban, which is Malchus, in brackets. Exactly what we're learning about in the Maamar we just concluded. V'hainu Shema mevar Shem Ban v'hoyu lachad. So Shema refine Shemban, they become one. As we are learning at length in the previous Maamar, that after the birur of the Adam, Milamata Lamayla, that Shemban, then comes the revelation from above to below and completes the birur. Because the birur that we do, Milamata Lamayla, again, only reaches Malchus. We can't go hide in the source. Your gaita, then what's us? You do your gia, and then comes the mitzia, a find beyond your avodah. That's the birur of Shemban. So now, the Zohar continues. Kulu zimnin or samdin mayasad di k'riay kodesh. All of them are prepared, literally. It means they all come from a place that's called kodesh. All, what's all of them? Both. I'll just see you later. But both Malchus and Shemban and Shema, Malchus and Zoh, all come from Kodesh, which is the level of Chachma, as we've learned many times. Kodesh means wholly removed. Chachma is fundamentally removed from the other spheres in its pure objectivity and bittul to the Eibishter. So, Kodesh is Chachma. This is something we've encountered scores of times. So now, Hahu da'omat mikroy Kodesh. This is the meaning then of mikroy Kodesh. Calling, meaning calling on Kodesh. At the level of Kodesh, of Chachma, is drawn into and drawn down to both Shem, Ban and Shema, or Shema and Shemban, Zoh and Malchus. Is that kind of clear, friends? Not asking you to understand let me ask you the technique, what he just said now. Yes, just what did he say? So no response means no clue. Zog, yes or no? I need some feedback. What is not clear? It can't be everything. Huh? Speak up, folks, please. Bring the phone over here. I put a long wire for this reason. Just pick it up. Hit number 6, please. Sorry. And bring the phone here. It's maybe a little bit entangled. We shouldn't be sending you sit. It's not right. Okay. Oh, it does shouldn't. Anyway. Friend, something, feedback. He's not getting the message, this person, wherever it is. Okay. So the Zohar is saying, so far, just a very simple thing. That Zoh and Malchus are rooted in Chachma. And Mikroy Kodesh means that Kodesh, which is the level of Chachma, is summoned, is called, is nimshach, and is drawn in Zoh and Malchus in their unity. Now that's how the unity happens. The unity of Zoh and Malchus happens to the transcendent level of Chachma revealed in them. Is that, yeah? That's what he's saying. That's the simple meaning. Now, when is that? Ve'emosai. When is it that there's the unity of Zoh and Malchus? Good morning. Shlomo, we daven downstairs, but you're welcome to sit here. Ve'emosai b'shaita the moed, the time of moed. B'shaita the moed zamin ba'alma, when there's an appointed time in the world. At special times, v'hainu, sheb'Shabbos, on Shabbos, and likewise, Yom Tov, to a lesser degree, we'll see. Shabbos is the time when there's the Hamshocha of Kodesh in Zoh and Malchus, which is the unity of Zoh and Malchus. In brackets, V'hainu sheb'Shabbos timshachum misgalim atzmiyus moichin da'aba. So Shabbos, which is higher than Yom Tov, what's revealed then is atzmiyus moichin da'aba b'Zoh. Now there is a b'Yom Tov is also amshacha in general of moichin. But what level is it? But the Yom Tov timshachim moichin de'ima sheb'Seicham nehi da'aba. Yom Tov is a lower level of Chachma. What is it? It's Moichin De'ima, which in it is Chachma. But what levels of Chachma are invested in Moichin De'ima? Nehi Da'aba. That's a Chaytin Yisod, the lower levels of Chachma. Okay, do you understand the geography here? It's not complicated. We all know the 10 Sfiras. So that's what he's saying. That on Shabbos and Yom Tov is Amshach of Kodesh HaElyon. Kodesh HaElyon is what? Chachma, and it's drawn in the unity of, and affects the unity of Zoh and Malchus. He just identified that Shabbos is the Atzmis of Chachma, and Yom Tov is Nehi of Chachma, is invested in Bina. Of course, it's all very cryptic, all point of this to explain it. But explain what? We have to know what to explain. So this happens Lamaila. This happens Lamaila every Shabbos and Yom Tov. Now paralleling it, just like the supernal Kistin, he means the Sfiras that we just described. There's a meaning because they're rooted in Chachma, and there are times where Chachma is revealed in them on these special days and affects the unity. So to the lower level of Kodesh. Kodesh law is Chachma. What's the lower Kodesh? Malchus Datzilus. Now, Malchus Datzilus also, therefore, is sometimes described as Chachma, because in Malchus Datzilus, even though it's the lowest level, the furthest from Chachma, nonetheless, as we're not surprised, is invested in Malchus Datzilus also. The Kudas HaBittul. That's the fact that of all the spheres, although Malchus is the furthest removed, it is the most expressive of Chachma because of its Bittul, as we are all very aware. So it's also called Chachma. Where do we see this? Interesting, Chachma Shleim. Shleim, that's Chachma Tata. Shleim Melech, of course, is the consummate Melech. And how is it described? As Chachma Shleim. So what does this convey? That in Malchus, is also this nekuda in a very deep way of bittul, of chachma. And Chassidim explained that the bittul of actual Malchus is even greater because chachma takes pride in its bittul, whereas Malchus is just, I don't have anything, so tell me. It's a bittul, a true bittul. It's the Maila Dafka in the bittul of Malchus. At any rate, both are called Kodesh. So Kodesh HaElyon and Kodesh, why are they both called Kodesh? Because with this bittul, holiness resides. So there's the Kodesh in Chachma, the Kodesh in Malchus. So therefore, we just explained the way it is Lamaila. Now he's explaining the way it is Lamata. Lamata in creation. So what happens? Till now, we were describing the fusion of Ma and Ban Lamaila. That happens when the Kodesh HaElyon, which is Chachma, is revealed. So now, when Malchus is revealed, it's also a bittul. What happens? So Zamin, the Choyle, literally, she invites the Chidui, when we pronounce it, that means it's her legions. What are the legions of Malchus? Neshamas Malachim de Biyah. Neshamas Malachim of creation. So they are invited, the Satorah to be crowned, and to be elevated. The Inun Chayolin and these legions, Neshamas Malachim, Kulu Zamini Lisatora Bahai Kodesh Tata, they are all literally were invited to be crowned with Malchus Bismano de Moed Sharia Ba'alma, when there's a Yom Tov in the world. In brackets, V'hainu Shabbos v'Yom Tov, Nimshich lem Toisves Giloy Oim B'chinas Malchus d'Atzilus. He's saying simply, on Shabbos and Yom Tov, there's a Giloy in Atzilus, and there's a fusion of Zoh and Malchus as a result of the revelation of Chochmah d'Atzilus, and likewise Lamata, there's a Giloy of Malchus in a different and unique way on Shabbos and Yom Tov, and that causes that all of the creations of Neshamas and Malachim of Biyah, so they become crowned and elevated and united. Down here, there's a Giloy, just like there's a Giloy of in Zoh through Chochmah Ilah above on Shabbos and Yom Tov. And the Zohar concludes, "Ukegavna dichelo kayomin le'ela," and just like you have the supernal beings, now the above, mind you, is both Atzilus and Biyah. That's still, now it gets to where it is down here. Hachinami kaima, so too it exists. Mimunon the Amma, the appointed leaders of the people. That's the Cria either we're talking about, the leaders. Kedugma dila, like it happens above, happens lasata, happens down here. Valdon, therefore, Ikron, they are called Cryei Moed, because that is the function of the leaders Lamata, which he's going to go on to explain, to affect this unity here in this world. We talked about Atzilus and Biyah, and now here Lamata. They too are summoning the Moed. Moed, on these special times, they're summoning this level of Kodesh Lamata to affect the unity Lamata. We'll begin the Inu and Lasata Cryei Moed, and since these leaders below, are affecting this unity, therefore Cryei Moed Chosed. Since it's happening down here, there's a Yud missing. There's a Yud missing. But at the end of the day, the Zohar says the unity affected down here is even greater than the unity Lamayla. Okay, so what's the summary? The summary is that on Shabbos and Yom Tov is a yichud in Atzilus. On Shabbos and Yom Tov there's a yichud between Malchus and between Atzilus and Biyah through Malchus. And on Shabbos and Yom Tov there's a yichud Lamata down here, and that is affected through the leaders of Malchus, Malka Rabbanan, who are the leaders down here, the sages. Through them is affected a unity down here in this world as well. But it's a compromised unity, therefore there's missing a Yud. On the other hand, it's more perfect and deeper to be explained. Okay, we have a general outline. Yeah, generally. So let's continue Be'ez Hashem tomorrow. Tomorrow, friends, I'm out of town, going to a chasana. So we'll learn by Zoom tomorrow and likewise Wednesday. Continue Be'ez Hashem. Okay, it's already late, so we'll skip the story.